There's our theme.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't do that. Okay.
You
Never mind.
can.
I just
You
moved
just
it
have
over.
to
That's all right. I'm not
release-
I don't want to do it.
release the Kraken.
Slide it over.
Release the Kraken. Good morning, Two Bros Podcast, episode
Oh,
43.
Dad.
43?
Yeah, I think you're right.
43. 43 episodes in. Yes, episode 43. How you doing, brother?
Oh, you got this thing moving already. Usually you're setting up.
No.
Nice.
We're you know, sometimes you got to get in front of it.
I got you. You got to get in front of it.
Yes.
Because you know that the way you're looking and feeling right now, you're going to be behind at some point.
Yeah, I'm fucked up. I actually been fucked up since Rudy's.
Really?
Yeah. Since Friday.
Did you? So you went out after that?
Yes. Yeah, I went. I had to go to my shop, and
Right.
the guys were there already.
Well, you're always drinking there.
Yeah,
So
that's what the man cave is for.
That's right.
And everybody was kind of like getting it in already,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a special drink that we do on all our parties. It's bongo juice, right?
Bongo juice.
Bongo juice, similar to the jungle juice, but bongo juice. Dre calls it bongo juice. So obviously it was a fucking tasting test of, hey, is it too bitter? Is it too, and it's all like 5 different liquors in there, all white liquors, no dark, you can't mix those fucking things. It's
Half a gallon in of trying to figure out if it was the right taste and flavor.
Yeah. No, I didn't drink that much. I actually only had 1 fucking cup of it, and I was fucked up. And I think only because I didn't really eat. I had a couple of dogs at Ruby's.
Right.
That was it.
You didn't eat after that? Ugh.
No, I didn't eat after that. And
That's a rookie move, man.
Yeah,
That's what happens to those kids on Hofstra campus.
Yeah,
They just, oh, I'm sick. Did you eat anything?
Yeah.
No, come on, man. What the fuck?
nachos. Yeah. That's not food. You know what I'm saying? Like, although I did hear that seafood does not absorb any.
No, that the seafood's not a good move.
Yeah,
If like seafood is the filler you're gonna have,
not
a
good.
drink, and it's not a good idea. You'd probably better off not eating.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
just heard that from my buddy Mitch, and he was saying that seafood does not absorb any. I never thought of it, but they live in the fucking water. They're probably all watered out, like it's all water.
probably.
You know?
No, you want something like fat. You want some
Need fat,
some
yeah.
carbs. You need
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, I'm embracing the fat a little bit more these days. Just enjoying eating fat. Like
Fat's actually good for you.
Yeah.
It's actually good for you. We've been lied to for a long time.
Yeah.
About the effects of fat.
Right, low fat.
Right.
and-
Yeah, we've been lied to.
Yeah.
Like by a lot.
Damn.
Exactly.
How the fuck did that happen?
Right. So that bacon.
Yeah.
Is actually better for you.
Yes.
Than that. I know you're a big fan of turkey bacon.
Not a. No, I mean, they buy it. I mean,
Right.
so I eat it. You know what I'm saying? But I like regular bacon. I like
Yeah.
I like real bacon. I mean, real bacon is fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Especially if you ever go to the butcher and get your bacon.
Yes,
From the
the thick-
butcher
the
and
thick
get them
slabs.
thick ones. That's
Oh,
like a
it's-
meal in itself, man. You can.
So the what's this place? Fuck, I just drew a blank. Steakhouse. Charlie Palmer's.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Palmer's does a fucking bacon on a wire, like it's.
Yeah, it's an appetizer.
Yes.
But it's a big thing of bacon.
Yeah, but it's almost like a goalpost, like
Mm-hmm.
a football goalpost, and there's a wire, and they're clothespinned, and it's like strips of bacon on a clothespin,
Mhm.
and you just grab them, and they're fucking so good. They're so thick, they're so juicy, and just the right amount of fat, and not overcooked, which
Right.
a lot of people can do. Crispy bacon is,
Right.
if you overcook it, it fucks up.
But yeah,
Yeah.
just that my wife likes her bacon
Not
like crispy, and I'm
Yeah.
saying you like it like on the like scratching the edge of burnt.
Yeah, I don't like it like that.
Right.
I really like it.
Which is why you gotta have thick bacon. If you have thick bacon, and you can render the fat down,
Ah,
the flavor
okay.
and stuff
That's
like
what
that.
it
If
is.
it's thin and it's just
It just goes to the.
yeah, pretty much.
It just
You might as well crumble it up and put it on a
Yeah,
salad.
true. I mean, in the convection oven, they cook great because you get the air and
Right, yeah.
they cook really nice without crispy burning. But in a pan, flipping it and they shrivel up
Mm-hmm.
and all that other stuff. So there's the bacon story.
There you go.
6 degrees of
6
Kevin
degrees
Bacon.
of bacon. That's right.
Uh,
So I think we cut off. So you were in. So you were making your bongo juice,
well, Dre made the bongo
which
juice.
has all
and
white liquor, which is
5 liquors. It's got gin, vodka. What the fuck else can you put in there? I don't know.
I guess rum.
Yeah, it was
Gin,
gin, vodka,
vodka,
rum,
rum.
tequila,
okay.
and one other one. I think he put in there something. Maybe the one other thing was what fucked me up.
That's probably what it was.
It probably was.
If you'd have stopped at gin, vodka, and tequila and rum, you'd have been fine.
Yeah, and I just couldn't shake myself out of it. You know what I mean? And then Saturday morning, it was so beautiful out.
It was nice out. Yeah.
Great. What the fuck? This weather is just awesome one day,
Yeah,
crazy the next day.
That
It's
day
super great.
that day we talked about. Oh, it's freezing. Get your shit out. It's been nice.
I know.
It's been like mild. I mean, mild. It's been. This is what actually this time of year is supposed to be. This is like a typical. This time of year it's supposed to be like in the high 40s and 50s. I think today's like scratching like almost 60.
Really?
You know,
It's
yeah.
nice out there.
It's nice. It's nice out.
But
you
it's
know,
dreary,
It's
too.
dreary because it's rainy and
Yeah,
stuff like that. But
got you.
it's still the weather's nice.
Oh.
It's comfortable being outside as long as it's not raining.
Yeah. So then we went to Event Terminal for Nadine Lancaster's 50th birthday. Shout out Nadine. You had an awesome party, awesome people, a lot of fun. Not enough food.
Not enough food.
And we cooked. We did 4 briskets.
You went through 4 briskets.
4 briskets. We smoked them, and we had the smoker at the
How
cave.
many of y'all were there?
It was about 150 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
All right.
150 people. The place holds 175. So subsequently, that's where we're having our Christmas party, and we're kind of sold out already. Like we, and to all you people that keep saying, "I'm gonna buy a ticket," I don't know. I don't know what you're waiting for.
I don't know where you're buying them from.
Where are we buying from? Because we're sold out. Like 175, and the dude was like, "Yo, man, you really dude, we're sold out. I mean, it's just gonna be bananas." So December 14th, a lot of fun, hopefully. And so we're like, well, now we measured because we were like, damn, if all that food wasn't enough, I mean,
Are you cooking for the Christmas party too?
Oh, of course, we do a great spread. There's a couple of deep fried turkeys. We could do some more briskets. 4 briskets went, but it would have went better if it had more.
Well, if you had other stuff,
Other
if you just
stuff,
had 4 briskets, then
That was it. That was like
Yeah.
the meat. That and some wings, and we did like 4 10-pound bags of chicken. All we threw in the smoker yesterday, and we're
Right.
sitting out watching fucking college games, which was a great day. Niche got a lot of TV time on Seton Hall's game.
Oh, yeah?
Yesterday. Yeah, Pie Face was. Everybody's texting me, "Yo, I see your daughter on the fucking TV." Yeah, okay, she made it. You know what I'm saying? But it was great. She got a lot of TV time, and Seton Hall lost that game. They actually played. Who they played? They played Louisville.
okay.
That was their home opener. Big East
Mm-hmm.
games. Big East was great yesterday. I don't know if you watch college ball. You watch any
A
college
little
ball?
bit.
A little bit.
I know St. John's supposed to be really good.
St. John's.
St. John's supposed to be
They
nice.
won.
They got this one kid. What's that kid's name?
Shamari Pines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shamari Pons. He's from around the way. Great game.
Mhm.
Fucking St. John's they were down. They were playing Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Okay, so Georgia Tech, if you remember, was
Good school.
the kid who took my daughter to the prom, Khalid Moore.
Oh, that's where he went.
He went to Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other guy, her friend Moses, goes to UCLA.
Okay.
So it's good to see all these kids like in colleges
Right.
and like ranked college, like good colleges,
Right.
good schools, and getting playing time. Khalid Moore got some game time. He got a lot of game time, but that kid Alvarado from Christ the King, he plays in Georgia Tech as well.
Okay.
Fucking kid is nice.
Georgia Tech they have a beeline to
Oh, man.
to the New York kids.
They fucking did, but they were up by 15 points, and it looked like St. John's was gonna go down. They were 6-0 prior to this game. They were down 15 points. We turned the game. We were switching back and forth between Seton Hall and that one. Watching a lot of Big East stuff, and all of a sudden we turned back and they're like, "Oh shit, St. John's is up 12." Like, what the fuck? Now Chris Mullin. Obviously, Chris Mullin, the famed Indiana Pacer, and what he played for Indiana? Chris Mullin.
He played. Yeah, he played for Indiana,
Indiana.
And Golden State.
And Golden State, yes.
And Golden State. But he's more known for St. John's.
He's more known for St. John's. Yes,
that's what he's
for
famous
sure.
for. He's famous for being. Did he win Player of the Year when he was in college?
That I don't know.
I think it was like him. I think that was the year that Patrick Ewing won. Actually, I think there was a question of whether it was going to be Patrick Ewing
or him
or Michael Jordan. And I think Patrick Ewing won.
He's doing the damn thing. He's got these boys.
He's built a program.
He's built a program. It's working. You know, you see the kids are responding. They're 7-0 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they won yesterday. They're 7-0. Some fucking sound effects.
Sounds like a
ocean.
Like a marching.
I know, and you know what? I always get crazy about it, but it doesn't show. It doesn't play.
When you do the playback?
On the playback, yeah, it doesn't play that. It doesn't.
Just
play
bothers
that.
us.
It just bothers us. Yeah, you hear it. So Chris Mullin's doing the damn thing, but for some reason, this guy. That's how I felt like when I woke up. I felt so red in the face. I looked like Chris Mullin. This guy looks like a drawn cartoon. What's that kid? Doug. The cartoon is it?
Oh, yes.
He looks like that's Chris Mullin. Doug, with the fucking just the nose and the.
Yes.
That's what he looks like.
That's funny.
But that's what I felt like when I woke up. I was very red-faced and Chris Mullinish.
Chris Mullinish.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised he came back east.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a great game. Great games on yesterday. And of course the Knicks played to top my evening off.
I just saw that the score. It was like 136, 134,
it was in overtime.
Something like that.
Went to overtime. Played the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
This kid is fucking awesome. You ever watch this kid play?
I've seen like highlights and stuff.
Oh man, he's just on a shitty team. I mean, Milwaukee Bucks is Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, it just
right.
The Milwaukee.
It's Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
It's the Milwaukee Bucks.
You're not going in for the Schaefer's. You know? But you know he's awesome. But so we pulled that one off in overtime, which was thank God. I mean, it was just great win. You know, anytime the Knicks win, I feel happy. And we're playing again today, so we have a back-to-back. We're in the Garden, and then I think we play Chicago or somebody today.
Well, this is when basketball starts to get its role going.
Yeah, it's the first.
It's
the second quarter.
When she's like around Christmas time. Christmas time is kind of like the signature moment of okay, all these other sports are kind of like out the window. Now let's focus on basketball, and then you get basketball like exclusively for like 3-4 months before the other sports start.
Up until March Madness.
Yeah.
Up until like the college games and March Madness kicks in and all of that stuff. So fun time for basketball fans if you're a fan. I mean, I'm just watching these kids. You know, fortunately, you know we know a lot of these kids. We've been involved with them whether through coaching or in our lives. You know, family and friends. Right. And it's great to see all these kids, you know, in different schools, you know, thriving, and you know, I just hope they all go for the bang, you know, and get the right education and get the, you know, get all the kudos that comes along with it because it's fantastic. It's a fantastic time. You know, it's good. It's good. Always good to see that. You know, speaking of wearing my Syracuse shirt,
the Qs.
Yeah. My daughter originally was gonna go to Syracuse. She wanted to go to Syracuse. That was her first pick. And she wound up going to Seton Hall. But one of her friends, Kayla Mackey, who we did some bandanas and stuff for them, they did a show for the Christmas party, whatever else, and they brought me a shirt.
Nice.
Thank you. Actually, my wife bought the shirt.
Blue and gold.
But
blue and gold. Blue and orange, excuse me.
So I was scheduled to go to Pittsburgh tomorrow. My meeting was canceled.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I was going to leave today. Thank God I read my email. Normally on Sundays, like I don't read my work emails. Yeah. Because I just don't want to. And I said, let me just
check
because this ticket was booked like yesterday. They were like, Oren, you need to go to fucking Pittsburgh and you need to, you know, be on a flight. And we'll put they don't give a shit about my fucking Sunday. And I'm like, don't put me on a fucking 2:00 flight to Pittsburgh,
right?
Sunday, like, because then I'll get there at 3.
Right,
you know?
and you're getting your day's over. So it's exactly,
I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? And so I missed my whole Sunday. I want my Sunday, and thank God I looked at the email and it was like, no, the client's gonna meet you in New York. So great. Okay. Nah, it's better for me. Fuck that. Fuck wants to be in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's a nice town.
It is a nice town.
Is that down? Well, I take that back. Downtown Pittsburgh is nice.
Okay, where this project is, where we're on downtown, it's like fucking Jamaica Avenue. It's fucked up.
Well, but Jamaica Avenue is kind of like on the rebuild.
Okay, so this is what they're doing too.
So,
Like
it's a rebuild.
They're trying to rebuild it. They're trying to bring it back.
Area.
They're turning all these old office buildings into hotels. There's coffee shops, but there's still a shitload of people begging for change in the street, and, and hanging out, and the kids from school, and just rambunctious and rowdiness, which is great. I love the livelihood, but it just I don't.
Yeah, but it comes a limit to it. There's at some point you can say, oh, this is the cultural experience.
Yeah,
no, these niggas are bothering me.
Right.
While I'm trying to. I just want to get a cup of coffee. And
right.
Harassed by like 9 dudes on the
Yes. That's kind of.
I don't want that.
It's kind of the grumpy.
That's kind of when if you're talking about Jamaica Avenue, when you go by Jamaica Avenue is not like that anymore. It's not. I don't know what are they building across the street from the railroad station, from the Long Island Railroad.
Hilton.
It's a hotel. It's going to be a hotel.
It's a Hilton.
Wow.
670 rooms.
That's a big statement. If you're putting a hotel by the train station where you come off the air train.
It's 100. First of all, the hotels in Jamaica in the airport are dead.
Right.
They're dead. They're just dead and stinking. They built the air train, and it's like, fuck that. I don't want to be over here. I don't want to be by the airport. Like, most cities you go to, most towns, you go to Atlanta, there's all these airport hotels, and you can stay there, and you kind of close to
you
where
can get you can get from there to wherever you need to go.
Right.
That's the biggest problem about New York. As one thing that New York doesn't do very well. It doesn't get you from the airport to where the shit you want to be in, which is mostly Manhattan,
right?
And some of the places in Brooklyn and maybe like Astoria,
which is what the air train was for.
Right,
it was supposed to be for that, but it neglected the hotels. It went from the airport direct and bypassed, so it went right over all the hotels and past them. So it's not like you can get off on a stop on the air train and go to local hotels.
Right,
that's where they fucked up at. Because all the hotels are on by the Conduit side, on the south side,
right?
And the north
side. I remember when they were laying the work. It just seemed very short sighted. It's like, well, we kind of like doing this, but why aren't we including? I mean, this could be bigger. This could be it could be so much bigger and so much better than what it is. It's the same thing with that new Second Avenue line that they put in.
Yes,
it's like it could be like, so what? You've taken care of like 8 stops on the thing.
You took care of 2 people.
Yeah, you pretty much.
Yeah, you took care of a certain specific crowd, and that's what this thing is. The air train was so Manhattan centric. It was like. Fuck these JFK hotels. We go to Manhattan. We come to the city and like pipeline it right to Manhattan, which, that's not New York. You know what I'm saying? Like New York is New York.
New York 5 boroughs.
You know what I'm saying? And so many people are so Manhattan centric that it's like they think Manhattan is New York.
Right.
It's the city, but yes, okay. And the other outer boroughs are thriving. They're so you're gonna see that in Jamaica. Shout out to my buddy CNY John P. Devine, if I said his name correct. He's part of that whole JDV, the Jamaica Development Group. Okay. I bid on it. I tried to go in under my African American status, and they were like, "Yep, no. We didn't have enough cash. Not enough bank account. Not enough.
Not enough African."
No, the African was enough, but I didn't have enough bankroll. I was, I wasn't funded enough to go in there and take that, get some of that work. And all the guys that did get those contracts, they were like, "Yo, come over with us, for the diversification class," because it was a diversification project. It required some people to. It was open to diversification, which is good and bad because it kind of puts you in a label, and it's like you're here for the diversification.
Right, you're here to be at meetings.
Right.
Chad, you got to be at this meeting.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like, you guys are fucking using me or what? What do you,
Yeah. You're a token.
Yeah, token. Totally. I can't speak for OJ, but I can tell you a lot about shit in the hood. Yeah. They ask me all the time.
You're the token.
Did OJ do it?
Did he do it? I think we all believe he did. So I mean,
So
I don't know. He didn't tell me. So
right. He didn't
I wasn't
tell me.
there.
I
So
wasn't there.
you know,
I think
but
Kato knows. You think Kato knows?
somebody knows something.
Kato, the kid,
Probably,
the pool guy.
probably. No, the driver. Well, the guy that was living in the pool house.
That's
Is that
Kato.
what it was?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
I think he knows something because he's fucking bonkers now. Like
He's nuts.
yeah, he's like,
He's gonna kill himself. He's gonna write. No, it was me.
fooled you, motherfuckers.
What if we
all up.
find out that it was like done by like aliens? Like aliens actually came down. Said this ought to be fun. Did it? And then just
That would be crazy. But I think the personification of aliens actually pronouncing themselves over for OJ is like the
Well, they watched all the videos. They said this guy's
right,
this guy's a legend. Oh my god,
right. It's true.
that's his wife messing with. No, we gotta
Damn.
get her.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
You know,
wrong. I
if
shouldn't say that.
I know it's horrible, but it is funny that if you know the personification of again aliens actually involving themselves in some.
Look, we're not gonna need any aliens because the shit they're doing with AI now, we're gonna have a moral dilemma on our hands. When you have these guys, you see the shit these guys from Boston Dynamics, the shit that
No,
they're
tell me.
building. They are building some tremendous shit. Basically, I saw this thing in this article where somebody proposed this idea of making brothels with nothing but dolls.
Okay.
Brothels with nothing but dolls. Number one, it's the question of, well, is that a legal thing you can do? You know, for the most part in the U.S., prostitution is illegal except for some places.
Okay.
But if you put up a hotel in which you say you can have sex with this artificial being, how much will that? I mean, you're not necessarily breaking any laws.
No.
You're not breaking any laws. And
No.
how much business would you get? You probably get your share of business.
You get a fair share.
You do it, and then you do it by the airport, and you
Yeah.
do it by the...
Yeah, that's what it'll be.
You know?
Smutville, it'll be super smut town. I mean, that's what it's happening is now. That's what it is now. It's super smutty, and thank God they got rid of what's this guy? Not Craigslist. What's the other guy? The Backpage guy. This guy out of Sweden had Backpage, which was like this. It wasn't no deep web. It was it was a straight prostitution. Backpage.com.
Okay.
It was fucking real. Like this guy was, and they took him down. Feds busted this guy because it was a complete prostitution. Thing.
But what was he advertising it as? What was he
well,
doing it as?
he was saying it was like Craigslist. It was,
Okay.
hey, go to the the back of the magazine and find all. It was a classified ads, like.
Oh, the guy. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so he had his own thing, but it was a fucking.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
It was a prostitution's website. Like it was like, hey, what town are you in? Type in your zip code.
Right.
Beep, no problem.
Somebody will be there at 8:30.
Yeah.
Check your credit card.
Yeah. Escort.
An escort.
So that fucking met his demise, and you had people like, well, where do I go to get my fix? It was like a weird crowd of internet bloggers. Like, man, it's fucked up. They should. And he went on it and said, look, I just posted the page. People post the comments,
Right.
So I'm not responsible for
Right.
what they're doing.
I just put up this
I just
very
gave a window.
generic information.
Yeah. And they said, no, you're promoting it. You're rebranding it. You're the one, publishing it. You're the publisher.
Right.
So someone gave you the stuff and you said, oh, okay, great. I'll post this on my site.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So you're now liable. Tag, you're it. But that's what's happening. And they're turning them into, another bad thing is they're turning all these other hotels in JFK to shelters.
Are they really?
Yeah. All of them are getting shelter status. Well, it's good. If you're the owner, you have government money coming in hands down, right? So you're getting full occupancy. Just think about it. You know what I mean? You have a 300-room hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have rising costs to maintain it. You got the boiler, the heat, all this other stuff, and lights, and now you have all these occupancy laws. You got credit card exchanges, merchant laws, and all this other stuff. Government says, "Hey man, all 300 rooms, we'll take them. We got a couple. We have homeless families that need a place, and they're gonna stay in your hotel. And a certain percentage you can give up and still keep hotel, or you could take the whole thing and say fuck it, commandeer the whole hotel, government program, but you guys gotta maintain cleanliness and all this other stuff, and you have the housekeepers and everything else.
Right.
So it's a great program. It's just shitty for the block. Like it's if you live in the neighborhood, you got a bunch of undesirables.
I'd have to see more because nothing the government ever takes over means that it's going to be beneficial.
No.
The government never like steps in and takes over something and say, "Oh my God, thank God the government came in and helped this."
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, government took it. Okay. Well, now it's kind of I think it sounds like the intent is fantastic.
Sure.
If you want to house homeless families, but then it becomes another bureaucracy, and then well, how long do you stay?
Right.
Are you there forever?
Right.
Should you come in there with a 6-year-old? Okay, she's now 14.
Yeah.
When are you getting the fuck out of here?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Saratoga House. There's a couple of them down, in JFK. They're all shelters. They're all what they call like welfare hotels now.
Right.
And that's just what they become. Like Jamaica Arms used to be back.
But that's
in the days.
that's what all of 42nd Street and like you said, Jamaica Arms and stuff like that. That's what they all were.
That's what it is. I mean, it's just, it helps if the owner is philanthropic, if he's involved and he's trying to change and make his. If he's, it takes the owner to get people up and out and better them and give them jobs and try to help them. If the government just throws you in a pot and they forget you, they leave you there. And
yeah, but at the same time, at some point, the owner is, like, if it's going to be a government run thing, the owner's getting his check regardless.
Yeah.
So at some point, why am I putting all this effort into something when I'm already getting my check?
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I said. Is if the owner is somewhat has a heart and has is trying to be a community leader and changer. He's trying to be a game changer. It helps because then he can take it. He could take this government program and make it more, and really make it a program, not just a dumping ground. Hey, I'm getting my check. Fuck you, people. Yeah, the water will be on tomorrow. The slumlord. What I'm saying? So that's no different than just a bad business person. But if he's somewhat kind-hearted and somewhat genuine, and he has a mission, like these like Phoenix House and all these other drug rehab programs and stuff like that. A lot of them, they want to help people more than people want to be helped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So those things kind of work. I think. And I don't know.
It's always a mixed bag.
Yeah. Well, it's always somebody fucks it up. You know what I mean?
It's always a mixed bag, and you gotta delineate between. I'm sure because let's say it's like 300 family occupancy. You have to assume that 250 of those families are decent families.
Yeah.
Decent people.
Yeah.
Need a break.
Yeah.
Need a hand.
Yeah.
Help me out for a bit, and so that we can move on to other things.
Yeah.
But we all know that there are going to be that small group that say, okay, this is now my home. This is where I'm
the king of this movie.
Right. This is my home, and then I'm gonna, and then we allow other things in because this is my home. What are you gonna tell me? Like you made this point a while ago. It's like public housing should not be comfortable.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be comfortable.
No.
Your bathroom should be a little bit smaller than everybody else's bathroom.
Yeah.
Your living room should be a little bit less cozy than your standard living room, just so that you could get that thing in your head. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You could start that trigger saying, these kids are getting big. I can't have these kids lying in here.
Right. I mean, it should be. That's why when you look at the square footing of a hotel, it's like, okay, I got 4 walls, a bed, and a bath. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you get the little kitchenette and whatever else, and like, dude, you don't serve dinner, in a fucking kitchenette.
Right.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not
Like,
entertaining anybody.
Right. So when we used to go to Vegas, we used to go to these Embassy Suite. We used to stay at one of the Emerald Suites or whatever the fuck it was, and it was on the website, the hotel looked great.
Yeah, beautiful.
Rate was $40 a night. We was like, whoa, this is great. Look at the pool, this and that. When we got there, it was like, holy shit.
Holy shit! They even put chlorine in that damn thing.
And the guy, he was a dude in the lobby. He was like bopping,
jittery.
He was just bopping to something like no music, no headphones. He had headphones. He was like, y'all can stay in here. Like, wait, what? No, we're not staying here. And I think the team, we had 2 teams go out to Vegas, and they got there earlier, and they was like, yo, when y'all get here, man, look for another hotel because this one sucks.
This one, look for another
Scrams.
Yeah, don't stay here.
My man Ghost was like, yo, Scrams in the lobby looks fucking suspect. And we ordered like pizza or something, and the guy was like, you know, hey, the pizzas are, like, hey, the pizzas are here, and he was like, y'all gonna eat all those pizzas?
Jesus,
dude, he was like counting the slices before we could hand them out.
He tell you what you get.
It's like, give me
that's pepperoni, right? Yeah. How the fuck do you know it's pepperoni?
Oops.
Jesus.
I know, but we do have a huge homeless problem that
yeah,
you know, it's very prevalent, right? Is that the word? Like
most big cities, you know.
Well, you walk to work when you get off the train and you walk to your job. And
yeah, always.
You're like 100 people there. And I gave a guy a sandwich one time, and he was like, "I don't eat ham."
That happened to me a while back. That's what makes me so damn skeptical. Those few experiences that happen. Dude told me that he doesn't eat pork. You know, and I'm like, well, then you're not hungry.
Might have been the same guy.
But you're not hungry then. If you don't,
got morals.
Come on.
I can stand in the street, but I don't fucking.
There was this dude the other day walking on Subway asking for change, and I looked down and I'm like, man, those sneakers are fresh. Those sneakers look nice. Now, yes, they could have been given to you.
Yeah.
You could have gone through something where some place gave them to you.
Yeah.
But I'm now suspect.
Right. Like this guy was begging for change and he had a fucking Gucci shirt on, a Gucci t-shirt on. And I'm like, really?
All lined up and shit on it.
Well, no, he wasn't that clean, but he had a fucking Gucci t-shirt on. And I'm like, dude, like, you know, you have that on unless you got it out of a donation box.
Yeah.
You know, unless somehow. But that fucking shirt, I make t-shirts for a fucking living, and I'm
that
like,
shirt's $1.
That shirt costs.
That's a nice penny.
Yeah. And I'm like, nah, that's not even if it's a knockoff, it's still in the double-digit range. It's $20, $30 t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I get a little scared. Now, at the same time, you get on the train and you see people who've been sleeping on the train all night and stuff, and it's kind of clear that these people have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Of course, there's probably a mental health issue and all those other things, but you definitely see that. And, you know, that dollar you hand over ain't going to help them.
No.
It ain't going to do nothing.
No.
So, you know, it's like you know, do you always fall for the okie doke every once in a while, and you know, do you run that risk of being somebody like and some dudes you can see clearly have like little scams that they run.
Yeah,
they do those little things. I remember when I used to have to go on Jamaica Avenue, and they had the payphones, right?
Yeah,
there was always some dude on the payphone talking real loud. And then as soon as people would come over, oh, shit, dude, I'm sorry. You got a couple quarters? Anybody got a couple quarters? So I can get back on this phone. And then he would, you know, some people would give him a quarter.
Right.
So people would walk by, and then, you know, stop, wait for another batch of people.
Right.
Oh, hey,
that's pretty.
You guys got a couple quarters?
That's pretty smart.
Got a couple quarters?
Damn, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen guys walk through and they just constantly
checking the change
thing in the phone booth. I mean, that's not even a thing anymore, right?
No,
there's no phone booth.
I haven't seen a phone booth.
I haven't seen a phone
in years.
You know, the New York links we have now, which are free. You know, the bums have commandeered those.
Oh yeah, that's their
hangout.
That's their hangout,
right? And they sit in front of those things like, you want to use it, you got to pay me, like. And I'm like, damn, dude, it's free. It's supposed to be, and you know, who the fuck are you calling?
Exactly. On a smartphone.
Bugs me how you see a fucking bum with a fucking smartphone. you know, a guy's on the street, he's homeless or whatever else, and he's got a fucking phone.
Yeah,
And,
an iPhone, not even a flip phone.
Yeah. Like a nice fucking Samsung, like a you know, an Android, a nice one. You know, maybe it's a Cricket or fucking, you know, one of these Metro PCS or whatever else. But damn, like you have a smartphone, dude. Like what the fuck? What did I do wrong here?
I know, right?
But you know, someone asked that question, like, why are they always sleeping? You know, like in the daytime, it's like, why are they sleeping? Because they're up all night trying to secure their shit.
Trying to keep their shit secure. They got to move. And somebody's always telling them to move and stuff. And they're always. I mean, it's. You know, we talked about it's still mild out, but it's going to get winter soon.
Yeah.
They're going to be sleeping in the subway in the teller spots where you have the you know, like you walk into where you can go to the teller machine for the thing. They're going to be crashed out, sleeping in there.
Token booth.
No, not the token booth. Where you go to a bank and then there's the part of the bank where you just walk in and they just have the ATMs.
I hate that.
There, they're going to be sleeping in there, and then that's going to be the winner, and they'll be left alone pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's going to bother them at 4. Cops aren't going to bother them at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
To leave. You know, 8:39 as people start rolling in, it's time to go.
You know, if you were homeless and you had one opportunity, you could get yourself like a security guard outfit and sleep in those things all day long, and you'll be I'm security.
And just
you pose. You know, it's genius. You pose as a security guard. Oh, shift change. Okay,
that'd be
that'd be smart.
That'd be smart. Somebody might say, "Hey, you're a pretty smart dude. What
agency you with?
What are you exactly? What
I'm up.
Oh,
don't worry. Thank you.
Security guards. Just speaking of security guards, if you remember Peanut's cousin Rob,
he passed away.
Yes.
Yes.
Passed away.
I just saw that post, man. Rob was such a foot soldier. I mean, this guy would walk the fucking.
Yes, he would walk to ever.
Walk forever.
Forever.
I remember him walking up and down Farmers all day long, like, you know, what was the last name? Rob Walker?
Don't know.
Willis?
Don't know.
No,
I hate saying that. Horton. Probably Horton. Was it Horton? I don't know.
Yes. You know, Big Rob, Big Rob from Farmers, God bless you. Definitely one of those quiet guys that just walked. Just
walked all the time.
I just remember him walking.
He was a dude.
But was he security? Why'd you say security? Was he
because there was a funny story about him. He used to be a security guard over at Belmont, at the stables.
Really? At the
stables.
Okay.
And he ended up getting fired. He ended up getting fired because he was security overnight. They busted him sleeping, and you know you're not supposed to be sleeping overnight. No security. You're security, and you know these are the stables. I mean, people have their $1 million horses in there, so you need to be up. And so apparently he got busted a few times sleeping. He got fired. His defense, and they told me this, and I actually read shit of his, and it was hilarious. His stuff. He was saying that he shouldn't be fired because he actually suffered from narcolepsy, and he could not fire, and you shouldn't be able to fire because I have a medical condition. They retorted back, well, when we found you, your shoes were off, you were lying in a cot with your shirt undone. Nigga, you sleeping.
Like you were comfortably sleeping.
Like went to bed. Sleep.
You went to bed. Narcolism is you, hey, how you doing?
You went to bed. And so we would make fun of him.
Sleepy Rob.
We would make fun of him, and we would just keep adding on to it. And say, you had your shoes off. You were playing a Luther Vandross record. You had candles lit, and there was a glass of milk next to your cot.
Boy,
you are sleeping.
Boy.
You didn't fall asleep.
Right.
You went to sleep.
Now that sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld. You know, listen.
But bless him, man.
Bless him.
I hope I don't know the specifics as to how he passed.
Me neither. I saw it posted on the book, and someone said, and I'm looking at the guy, and I'm like, I know this guy. Like I really, I'm like, Rob, and I'm like, oh shit, fucking Rob.
He was out in Connecticut.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. I want to say the New Haven area, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, but God bless Rob. Definitely a Farmers Boulevard soldier. Um, did he drink? He drank 40s. I mean,
he was
I remember him
40
getting,
ounce.
Yeah.
Yes.
He would walk to get a 40 in,
Yep.
I remember.
He would have his walking 40.
Yeah.
He'd have the 40
to bring home.
To have, and then the 40 to hold him off while he's walking from Farmers back to the crib.
Right.
So
What a guy, man. What a guy. we got a lot of those legends that are unfortunately losing along the way.
We're getting to that time, man. We're getting to that time where people are,
passing away.
People are passing away, and you're saying goodbye. And in many ways, when you look back at it, it's kind of like you're sort of like saying goodbye to kind of like a part of your life.
Yes.
Like a part of your. I remember the first time. I remember for me. I remember when Michael Jackson passed. When Michael Jackson died, it was more than just Michael Jackson had died. It was kind of like, oh, this is a certain part of me. We grew up with Michael. We grew up seeing Michael Jackson, little Michael Jackson, dancing around and stuff like that. You saw that. You saw him from a little boy and became what he became, and that's sort of like a part of you, part of your history. And so it was bigger than just Michael Jackson passing. It was kind of like a part of your own history is leaving.
Interesting.
So kind of like mark this part where, okay, now this is you're entering the part of life where things start leaving.
Yeah. And it's true, because then you have some, but actually you go back and you start remembering more, because you don't have it. You won't create any new memories for that person, like Michael Jackson. So now you start remembering how you were affected and how you were touched and how did it make you feel and all that other stuff. So I always like that part of. It's unfortunate when someone passes. Yeah. But I always like the reflection part. You
do remember. Hopefully, you remember.
Just like this guy, times. Rob. I mean, just like the story of Rob. Like this guy was far removed from my memory.
Right.
But when they said he passed away, I go, "Oh, I remember."
And you just remember all that stuff.
Remember all these little stories about this guy. All these
we were at Peanut's house. We were all getting drunk, and he was getting drunk with us, and then we were just sitting around. Just like you just hit this quiet lull, and then the dude said, "I wonder if Jesus has some cousins."
Damn.
And did he go over to the house?
See, I never heard that guy talk. I never heard him speak at all. I mean, I've known him, seen him for years. He just got walking.
He was a serious baller when he was younger.
Yeah,
and he had gotten letters to go to big schools, but unfortunately, academically he couldn't keep up, and so that was his thing.
Okay,
but he apparently got letters from I think Kentucky and big schools when he was playing ball. He was a serious baller.
Yeah, because Tony, Bebe's brother, and him they played ball together.
Right.
He played with Boo Harvey,
right?
He played with all those guys, and we see Harv all the time. Actually, his car got stopped the other day. It was stuck and needed a boost.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that? So he's still in?
Harv is around. Harv worked for MTA. Harv is
okay.
He's MTA, the I guess the purchaser for MTA.
Okay.
Like he's in the mechanical side of fixing things.
Okay.
He writes the orders.
Harvey.
Yeah, Boo Harvey. And he refs. He's
he's still in basketball.
He's still in basketball. He refs. It was one game. We had with we were playing against a team in the Montebello Park.
Okay.
And which is actually Montebellier, but they call it the Bello, for whatever reason. Yeah, but it's not even spelled the same way. Bellier, Montbellier Park.
Well, you can't say that.
No, right.
I'll meet you at Montbello.
I'll meet you at Montbello. I'll meet you in the Bello. And he was playing against this kid Junior, who went to Malloy. Actually, he went to a couple years ahead of Ron, and big time scorer. And then he went to Cardozo and whatever else. He was gonna be like one of these hometown heroes. Go to fucking school and same thing. Couldn't keep the grades and couldn't keep a fucking Ciroc out of his.
He could. Yeah.
He could fucking couldn't leave the streets alone. There's a lot of these guys are like that. They just love the streets too
Well, he
much.
was by the time he did play, he's significantly older.
Yeah.
He was like, because I think he did 2 years at St. John's, right?
Who?
Boo.
Boo and Tony went to St. John's. Yes, they both went to St. John's
Right.
and did 2 years. Yeah.
And he was, but he was like 25, 26.
But he
when
went to
got
San
on.
Antonio. No, he went to San Antonio. He went pro. He went pro for like a quick, and didn't make the cut.
Right.
I think he went to San Antonio. He went to San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
That didn't work out for him. But I say this to say is that he's reffing, and this kid Junior Walters, who's arguing over a call or whatever else, and he telling Boo, like, you don't know shit about basketball, motherfucker. You better Google me. And Boo took his whistle out and was like, he looked and was like, Google him? He said, Google me, motherfucker. And it was like, you know who that is? That's fucking Boo Hawk.
Everybody, about to say, anybody stop him?
Yeah, everybody
say, whoa.
Yo, you don't talk to fucking legends like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a fucking legend.
Just
you
chill
better
for a
respect
second.
this guy. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, he don't know about basketball. This is fucking St. John's scorer. He's in fucking movies and all this.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Well, St. John's and all the parks. So all the parks in Queens just got a Boo Harvey story. So
Great time. Yeah, but all those guys that shout out to all the basketball legends. Even Tim Briscoe, my level 1 partner, he keeps like, yo, when the fuck we gonna be on the podcast, man? When you go? I was like, dude, we're here, man. Come by.
Just say, hey, see you next Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
we'll
I
see.
can't get up that early.
Oh well,
Yeah,
hey.
it's just-
Can't get up that early.
Right.
It's noon. God damn it.
Right. But shout out to him. And actually, it was funny because the last night at the party, that was his thing. He was like, "Oh, you had my wife on the podcast.
Who's
You
his
had
wife?
Alethea Briscoe.
Okay.
cancer
Oh, Briscoe.
survivor.
Damn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Cheyenne, Patty, they were all at the party last
Mhm.
night. And he was like, and me, the basketball legend, is not on here.
Basketball.
He's had his day. He's had his prime, and we found one article that it's hard because nobody records, and back then you didn't have.
You didn't record it, yeah.
the
If you didn't cut a paper clipping out or
Correct.
save a like recorded the news clip when it came on the news or
Yeah.
something like that, you didn't.
You didn't catch it.
You wasn't caught or anything. Like now, you can find anything. You can put anything on YouTube and stuff. Everybody goes straight to YouTube. Everybody picked up their phone. First thing people do is pick up their damn phone.
Yeah.
When they think they see something, and they just start.
Well, like the kid that speaking of that, there was a kid that was bit at a shark park. You saw that?
What?
A shark kid was bit in the back by a shark at a one of these Disney type of adventures or whatever it was, and it was playful sharks. They were supposed to be declawed or de-teethed or whatever the fuck it was.
But this one wasn't paying attention. This one didn't listen.
Yeah, he's
The
made a
shark was.
Well, he got bit with a gummy nub, but it still hurt. Like the kid's back was like fucking, nipped, and he was like, "I thought my dad." The kid is so hilarious, like the way he tells the story.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this kid is gonna be viral. Like he's gonna go, like he's gonna find his calling now that this happened to him. He's telling the news.
The
and
shark
he's-
bite kid.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, and it was complete panic. Everyone ran, and he's telling a story very illustrious." And everybody's like, I like this kid. And he was like, I thought my dad punched me. It's how it felt. And he's telling his story. So this kid is going to be like a newscaster
He
or
got
something.
bit by a shark in Disney. There ain't but so many.
I won't say Disney, please. I don't want to say.
Oh, okay. So it was at a park.
It was at a park. It wasn't Disney.
Not necessarily Disney.
Right, because I don't want the illusion to be that it's
Okay.
a Disney thing.
But at some point, when you take all these animals and you want them to do tricks and shit like that, there's, at some point, some of them just go, because if you believe that they are sentient, like they are conscious of what's going on, and whatnot, you have to believe that some of them are like, what the fuck? Why are we doing this? This is bullshit.
A bear.
You know who the fuck I am?
A bear riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
And playing with a ball.
Just some. And he can't talk to his other buddies because you're just a little bitch bear riding a goddamn tricycle. You little fucker, what the hell's wrong with you? You know who you are?
Oh, man.
That's what dogs are. Dogs are bitch wolves.
Pretty much, yeah.
The dogs with the wolves that like couldn't hang with the rest of the wolves,
Right.
and so they found these groups of people, made nice with them.
Yeah.
They said, "Hey,
I don't want to go over there.
I don't want to go over there. Let me hang with you guys.
Right.
Give me something to eat, and I'll let you know when these bad motherfuckers come
Right.
around."
I'll howl.
Right, exactly.
I'll bark.
I said, "Okay, this dog is nice."
Yeah. It's friendly.
And they're like, "Yo, man, I got it good over here. I get to eat when they eat. I better stop that hunting shit.
Three hots in a cot.
hunting that weak deer shit. I get the fresh stuff,
Cooked. Y'all eating raw food.
cooked, ready to go."
Right. With
I'm like,
flies
"Yeah,
on
but you're a little bitch. You sit down and you make noises so that they can fucking pat you in the head. You little bitch, get out of here." That's why we kicked your ass out in the first goddamn place.
But I mean, that could be said for, you know, a lot of things. And you know, we have these world wars, and there's no difference in that scenario to, you know, you go into Afghanistan and fucking somebody's backyard up and digging and
Yeah.
doing all kinds of shit, and you're worried when they throw rocks at you,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, I would throw a rock at you too. Like,
Right, yeah,
if you
yes.
came in my yard and you came here, I
Yeah.
would, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you doing here, motherfucker? Oh, we were from America. It's okay. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, how dare you think you have the right to make a bear ride a bicycle? Or, you know, where the fuck do you get the nerve? Where do you get the nerve to fucking dress this guy up and make him do tricks?
And you can't do that and say you love animals.
Right.
You can't.
Oh,
Like you
gosh.
can't be like hitting a lion with a whip
Right.
to make it do and say that, "Oh, I love them." No, you don't. You don't love it. If you love it, you would give it an opportunity to go out and do its thing where it's
Right.
supposed to do its thing.
And just, you can watch from afar.
right,
And
just watch
say,
from
hey,
afar.
Look at these
you
lions.
know? And then we get all upset when they like decide that they don't want to take this shit no more.
Right. Bite you
Like,
like,
oh, then they get you. Oh, that lion was. They should have been trained. No, it's a fucking
That's
lion.
A fucking lion. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
Remember that woman that she owned these chimpanzees,
And it
and
bit
the
her face.
chimpanzees
Yes.
like just attacked her,
Yes.
and they're trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
And did anybody ever think that it's a chimpanzee?
Yes.
That it's
I
a-
remember this story. This was in Manhattan, actually.
Yes.
She lived in an apartment in New York, and she had a fucking ape or
Yeah.
a chimpanzee, and he fucking mauled her. And
Yes.
Her face was fucked up.
Face was all jacked up. And
Yeah.
first of all, we don't appreciate how strong these damn things are.
No,
They
that's
will
true.
destroy you. And wasn't there some like a few years back, some guy had a tiger in
Yeah.
his house?
Yes.
Like he had a little baby tiger, but never let the damn thing leave, and all of a sudden it was as big as his fucking bathroom.
Again, in the Bronx, it was.
Yeah.
It was like, you know. I can imagine the fucking neighbors like, there's a fucking tiger.
There's a
in
tiger in there.
Oh, damn! What was it? Was the episode of Atlanta, and you watched the show with Donald Glover?
I've seen like an episode here
Oh,
and there. I know I
man.
know you give me shit for it all the
No,
time.
no, I'm not. No, you just can't get around to it. That's one thing. But there was an episode with it was called Alligator Man, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think Cat Williams was in it. Or yeah, Cat Williams was in it.
Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams was in it. And they kept saying like there was like a rumor like, dude, that motherfucker got an alligator in his crib. And they're like, stop playing. He ain't got no fucking alligator with it. And the whole story goes on and on and on. And it's some other bullshit, you know, happening. And you kind of forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, the fucking alligator comes out and goes, I can go now. Like the door's open and the alligator walks out and they go, he did have it. And the fucking music is like, and the fucking alligator walks out and I'm like, oh God, this guy's a genius. He is pretty talented.
No, leave the fucking wild animals alone.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Keep it in the house. Keep it the dogs and cats. You know, every once in a while, somebody like want to get a python or something or some shit like that. Which I'm deathly afraid. I'm deathly afraid of snakes.
I'm not as afraid. I had a snake. You remember I had a leviathan. I had a snake, a python. Was great pet.
How is it a great pet?
Because he was fun to watch. You know, in the tank, you drop mice in there and you watch him eat and you know and do all this shit. He got really. You know, I lost him in the house.
Lost him in the house.
Yes, I lost him, and I remember him crawling under the stove, and I was like trying to pull him out, like, and he just.
And you've never seen him.
Never seen him again.
Lord Ration.
Never saw him again, and I was like, fuck, he's in the stove somewhere. Like he crawled up in the fucking stove somewhere. And I was like, somebody's gonna get a surprise when they fucking.
What was the conversation like with your damn family? With this, hey, remember the python we had? It's around the house somewhere.
I think I was living by myself at the time.
Okay.
I think I was. I don't remember. This is where no, it was 204th Street. It was there. It was 113, 204. It was on 204 when we had the apartment there with Mom. I lost him in the house.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So shout out to the people who found him. I mean,
somebody found him somewhere.
Somebody found him, probably dead or whatever. I mean, because he didn't get any food, unless.
Well, eventually he had to come out and get some food.
Right.
He
Exactly.
Come out and find something.
But that was, I wasn't really afraid. But on the other hand, my friend Storm, Toronto's godfather, he had a snake also, and I think it was kind of because like he got one, and then I got one. You know what I mean? It was like we kind of kept doing it together. His fucking snake was badass. This motherfucker was vicious. I mean, he was just a terror.
A vicious snake. What kind was it? A python also?
It was a python, but it was like a it wasn't. I don't even know. This motherfucker was not. I had mine. I used to bring him on my neck and bring him out and fucking take pictures. People, you got a snake, and he'd shit all over you and fucking shit out a fucking mouse. I mean, you eat
like
the fucker
a mouse
whole.
carcass.
Yeah, well, yes, he'd fucking eat the fucker, and yeah, it was like almost like he just like sucked the juice out of it, and the whole fucking mouse would come out like shriveled up, just. Shit a mouse. Fucking guys.
Shit a mouse.
But it was fun. It was definitely fun, but not so much scary. But I don't like them. I mean, I don't.
No, I'm scared to death of him. Yeah. I'm scared to death of him. I just, and because when you have them, you don't have them to cuddle with them. Like you don't get like you named yours Leviathan. What was Storm's thing? Python name.
His was. Lucifer.
So you never get a python and name it Daisy, or so, you know what I'm saying?
Charlie.
You don't get a pit bull and name it Sugar Pie or some shit like that.
Lucifer,
you just
mine was Leviathan.
Yeah, you get Leviathan, Lucifer. Ooh, there's Demon.
Yes,
oh,
very demon.
Where's Apocalypse? Where's it's never like this cute cuddly. Where's Care Bear? No, you don't do that. You get these fucking things because there's a destruction element to it that you kind of like latch onto.
Definitely a fear factor. I mean, it would drive people like, whoa, you must be really fucking cool because you can handle a snake.
Where was I? Was I in the military then?
I think you were away. Yeah.
Okay, because I would not have been around.
Well, we had the fish tank. That's how I got it. We had the fish tank, and we had the Oscars in there, and it was just. Too much. The fucking thing was algae all the time. It was green.
You gotta. That's a lot of work to take care of a fish, especially a big
one.
Tank
We had a big one, and I remember it was the feet of the tank was sinking into the floor. It was so heavy, like it just dry rotted, and it was. I was like, fuck it, let me get this water out. I pumped all the water out, and I had this tank, and I said, I'll fucking put a snake in.
Put a snake in there.
It's great. Fucking frogs in there and fucking mice and watch them run around this motherfucker like.
That's right.
Watch them turn a mouse into a Slurpee.
You have to if you're a mouse, you just gotta know. Oh shit! This is it.
I'm doomed.
This is it.
I kind of think. You think. Well, I don't know. Do they have the memory? Can they remember it?
I don't know, but you just. I think you always. I think you know who your predator is.
Yeah. Well, there's years of, I think I said this before, like, I remember growing up, like, remember the game Pitfall and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was always a snake, you jump over a snake.
Right.
Or you jump over the snake and go where? In the
pit.
In the pit or the quicksand. And I remember quicksand being very afraid of quicksand.
Yes.
Like, I thought quicksand was imminent. Like, I was going to one day...
Right.
Step in quicksand. I was like, oh my God, I don't ever want this to happen.
It's amazing how a bunch of kids who grew up in South Jamaica, just for some reason, quicksand was like a thing that we thought that we were going to run into quicksand one day. And every once in a while, you do something like you step in mud.
Yeah.
And you get stuck for a second, and all of a sudden,
quicksand. This is crazy. I'm being sucked in.
So, no, you're in mud. Just pull your foot up.
Like you don't fucking worry about crack monsters on the corner.
Yeah. The shit around us, we didn't. Right. That was like every day.
Right. Drunken fucking Billy walking back and forth. No. Yeah. Quicksand. I'm worried about quicksand.
He's the drunkest. I think he's molested kids. That's just all of that was like part of the fucking thing.
Fucking buddy. Buddy. So in the news, you can't not talk about rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, who we've talked about on previous episodes.
Well, I don't. Well, I
you don't follow.
I don't follow, but from what I understand, he's in jail now.
He's in jail.
He's in jail for life, right?
Not for allegedly. I mean, they got him. They got him on a RICO charge. So FBI has him on a RICO. He's been accused of racketeering, robbery, murder, and gang shit. Right. So you've been hollering gang and Treyway and all. So
you're
this
affiliated.
Stuff.
So if you're affiliated, this is how you're going to be affiliated.
And so Friday he released his album, or Tuesday, whatever, Dummy Boy, which was like just about to release, and all this happens. He went on a Breakfast Club, and seems to be like the Breakfast Club, most views, 10 million views, and so go on there and tell your story, and then you get it off your chest, and that's what he did. He went on Breakfast Club, told his whole story about, listen, these guys were robbing me, they were taking all my money, I fired everybody, I'm no longer affiliated with these guys, I'm by myself, and I just want to make music and fucking rainbow hair.
Well, but how old is he?
He's 22.
He's 20. Okay, because I couldn't remember how old he was.
He's 22, 21, 22. He's young. He's a kid,
Well, but I meant was he because for some reason I thought he was like 17.
No.
17, 18.
He was arrested. Well, he got arrested for he had a sexual assault case a year ago, 2 years ago.
Okay.
With a 17, with a minor or whatever.
Maybe that's what I was.
And he was
piecing together.
He was, I think, 19 or 20. Something like that. And they gave him a slap on the wrist and was like, okay, community service and blah blah blah. Then he went and tatted his fucking face up and went crazy and said, fuck it, I'm gonna go gang out, and it worked. I mean, his songs were charting Billboard. He was really doing it. I mean, he was really making a name for himself, telling people to suck his dick. Like, fuck you guys, suck my dick. Like what?
But it also begs the question: was he popular because he was a sideshow, or was he popular because his music was that good?
So I think both, right? I think what happened is you learn to like the music because you said, man, this kid better come with it. And I will say his music was decent enough.
Okay.
It was decent enough to be like on a rap level, on the, he could make songs. You know what I'm saying? He definitely could make records, and it wasn't, now it's not hard to do against all this, this mumble trap rap stuff and, all of that. So for him to have at least, he kind of was like a mix. I said this on one of my blog walks yesterday. He was kind of like a mix between like Sticky Fingers and Fredro. Like he's got the Onyx style with the, oh, let me get it started. Very high, racy, amped up, and rock starish. You know what I'm saying? The kid fucking can sell out 20,000, 50,000. I mean, he can do it. He's young. He's got the energy. There's a lot of energy with his shows, but he went around the country telling everybody, "Fuck y'all," "Fuck your gang. You can't touch me. You can't touch me."
Right.
And now he went against his own crew and said, when the racketeering charges came, it was like, "Hey, I'm not with these guys." I fired this. So he went on. So he did a chess move. He went on the Breakfast Club and said, "Listen, I fired these guys. They in my business. They were getting $2 million for shows. And they were only paying me $800,000." And when the promoters told him how much it was, he was like, "Yo, we need that bread back. Like, you cancel the show." Like, so he only had $1.7 million in his account.
Really?
Yeah. All that noise.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
I mean, it's a lot more than I got, but
more than I have as well. But not a lot for the noise.
When you consider the noise and the profile,
right?
1.7.
Right, 1.7. And that's not accounting what he spent already. So he's bought stupid shit.
Well, I'm sure, and I'm sure he's got loans.
Right.
Like I'm sure nobody, because you get to a point where when they see you walking in the door, they'll give you what you want.
Right. Exactly.
They'll give you what you want. Just sign this.
Just sign this.
Just go ahead. And you can leave with that.
Right. And I can take it back or whatever else.
Right.
So yes, that is kind of what his thing was, and he offered the judge. He was like, "Listen, I got 1.7. I'll pay the whole thing, bail myself out so I can make money. You know, which
he needs to make money. Now he needs to make money. So
now he needs to make money. So he's like, listen, I'll give you everything I got right now. Put that up for my bail. I'm not going anywhere. And judge was like, no, you know.
Ooh.
Judge denied him bail. You know, everybody's claiming, you know, saying the FBI has a 93% conviction rate, which I'm sure is fact-findable. But people forget that Murder Inc., you know, Irv Gotti and, you know, his crew, they beat their Fed charges.
Right.
And so they're part of that 6% of people that got away, you know, 7% of people that got away from the Fed's reaches. So everybody's afraid of the FBI. Like, you don't want the fucking FBI on you.
No, you don't.
They said the marshals came and got him. Now he's in PC. Like, they're protective, you know. And...
Well, he's kind of like run his mouth to the point where now you're in an environment in which your enemies are like right next to you.
Yeah.
You know?
So the interesting part of this whole story is not to bastardize the coverage of the story, because so many people have told this story over and over and blogged about it and whatever. It's just inundated with it. But the interesting part of it is that they've used all of his social media content in the case. You know what I'm saying?
Against him?
Yes. Now, some of it. Now, when you now the attorneys are saying, okay, you guys want to go that route, great, let's do that, and then don't just look at this, look at the other stuff, like look at the other guys, and now they finding things like, yo, we're gonna fucking kill this guy, you know.
Okay.
So they said you can't use social media against me if you don't use social media to help me. You know what I'm saying? So good for the goose, good for the gander. Right?
Yeah, but we had this conversation last week. Like they never try to do anything to help you.
Right.
They
right. They just
they just know it's against you. It's kind of like your response. Now you
right
have to be, and hopefully his attorney. It sounds like his
so that's what his attorney's doing.
Point. His like saying, oh, okay, so we're looking at Facebook posts and stuff.
Right.
Well, what about this dude's Facebook post that you validated? So now we have to treat this just as valid.
And so there's a post, or there's a wiretap actually from one of his managers. That's
wiretap.
Yeah, they were wiretapping these guys. It was a wiretap, and the guy says he's nothing to us. He's not in the gang. He never was in the gang. Blah blah blah. Now this is the guy. You're telling him he's the head of this enterprise. They called it the Treyway Enterprise. On a RICO charge, fucking racketeering.
Well, that's racketeering.
That's big boy shit.
Serious. That's how you get them all.
That's big Fed.
Right.
Big Fed.
That's as high as it goes, I think. That's
pretty much. And I mean, make no mistake, these guys are on camera holding guns. This guy got caught with a fucking AR-15 in his hotel room with the ID and credit cards of a guy they robbed. You know, so you kind of with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what they're getting him on. They get him on those charges. There was a shooting at the Barclays Center. There was, you know,
right.
all this other shit. He's got 3 real cases that they're really trying to peg him for. I say this to say is that the fact that they've gone after his social media accounts and have, you know, they took all his iCloud passwords and everything. It was like, give him up. They, you know, we'll break him, or
you can give him to us, or we'll find
we'll get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's better you give it and cooperate. And but the interesting part is that they got this guy saying he was never in the gang, and that's the boss, that's the CEO of the company who they're going against. So he may actually dodge this fucking bullet. I really think he'll dodge this bullet. And his album came out, which was fucking pretty good. I think the surrounding, like you said, the hype around him makes the album better.
Makes that album.
It just sounds nicer, you know. And
is it worth it?
You know what? From nothing to nothing, you know what I mean? If you got nothing, you got no wins in Mikasa, it's worth it. If that's your stick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm a rapper, if my friends Mike and all these guys, you know, do you go all the way out? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is there if you got nothing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you half-ass it, then you'd hate yourself for, like, I hated myself for being in the music business because I never gave it my all. I hated that part of it. I hated not giving it my all. I hated, you know, being a half a manager and working and doing it. But you got to live, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I never took the full plunge. This kid took the full plunge. I mean, he went, balls deep.
All right.
So maybe it is worth it. On to other news in music. Meek Mill's album came out.
Meek Mill.
Championship. And it is fuego.
Yeah.
Fire. What a great album he put out. I'm really impressed. I was never really. I mean, I was a Meek Mill fan. I liked him. I like him as an artist, and I think that his maturity has grown because of what he's gone through with his trial and stuff.
Right.
His legal battles. You got Papa Willie. You want the guy to do life. And the judge asked for autographs, and what kind of shit is that? Like, I mean, his whole case was weird. So he's put on a campaign to really push some social justice.
Mm-hmm.
He's really gotten vocally about how it's broken, and trying to fix it and try to help fix it in some way. I don't know if he'll be successful in doing that, but what a great album he put out.
Yeah,
this championship one by far.
So Meek Mill is worth a listen.
It's worth a listen. It's worth purchasing. I mean, it's worth a buy. I mean, it's worth a buy. If you like, again, you gotta, if you like his style, his rap, he's matured. I mean, he's definitely matured in a way, and underneath the Rick Ross imprint.
Okay.
Rick Ross, Jay-Z, that kind of thing. And of course, he had a beef with Drake. Drake is on the album. So
yeah.
Yes. So that's a sign of maturity to me. That shows like, hey man, we could really do this shit and make some money. And it's a great listen, man. It's got a lot of.
All right.
He got the fucking Phil Collins sample in the air.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he killed it too. He killed it. But that's my take.
How much money you got to give Phil Collins for that?
Oh Lord.
Probably got to come up with a lot of money. That's probably a big.
It's a big clearance.
That's probably a big clearance.
Yeah, it's a big. So it's samples. I remember Snoop Dogg and Master P and these guys years back. Fighting these big $1 million lawsuits, and like Queen sued everybody. Like everybody that used anything from Queen, and they had some fucking hits.
Mm-hmm.
People just stole their shit, and you kind of. If you're the artist that gets jacked, if you're the artist creating, you go, man, I'm just creating something nice. I'm taking something old and making something new.
Right.
But if you're the guy that gets jacked, you're like, yo, what the fuck,
What
man?
the fuck?
I was in the studio for 10 hours doing this fucking thing.
Who was it? There was an artist that tried to copyright a line that they said in a record. They said a line, and somebody said something similar, and they tried to say that was copywritten, and they actually, I think they sued him. I can't remember.
It was a couple of. I mean, that's gone on forever. I mean,
but it was no. What was it?
It was Blurred Lines. It was
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
No,
that's not what I'm talking about. It's an actual line. I can't.
It's not the Robin Thicke thing.
No, it's not the Robin Thicke thing. I know what you're talking about.
That was a lawsuit too.
That was a lawsuit with the Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. Marvin Gaye family
estate.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, just like how do you quantify that? Like, because that was like certain beats per. Like, I just how you quantify that? I don't know how you quantify.
There's a lot of people that do that. I think what you call it just did one too. What's the you got a fast car?
Tracy Chapman.
Yeah, her. She sued somebody, or her estate or whatever else sued somebody for using something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was this recent?
Yes.
Okay. Because that was the Too Nice.
Nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
around slow, sometimes around quick. Do 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 do. Sometimes around slow.
Well, she got the publishing for that. She got the check, which
right.
is what. But she sued someone else now recently for you. You just didn't get it cleared.
Right.
That's one thing. You do it and you don't. It's okay to pay homage to it. I have a couple of CDs that I have, not CDs but downloads of all the mixes that are like old to the new, like the original song, where they got it from, and then how they play it. I love those. Like I play those in the car all the time. Yeah. Yes.
Still the money in music.
You got a fast car.
Mm.
She's had some hits, man. She's talented. Sometimes around slow, sometimes around quick. Dope. Speaking of copyright and things, doesn't Paul McCartney own Happy Birthday?
Does he really?
I heard that.
Happy birthday to
The original-
you. Happy
Yes.
birthday. He owns.
The rights to that song. Happy Birthday.
I hope not.
I mean, it's a Google moment, but you know who the fuck cares about Google?
Well, who records Happy Birthday though? I mean, who? So basically, if
you make money from it,
you make money from
he
it,
needs a cut.
so if this was somebody's birthday on this podcast and they came in there, hey, it's your birthday, happy birthday
Right.
to you. We sang happy birthday and we get a couple hits,
Yeah.
and we get a check for $1.75.
They'll say, "Hey man, you owe Paul McCartney for the publishing."
You owe him 42 cents for that publishing on that.
Allegedly, I don't know if it's true, but I do believe he owns that. He owns a lot of shit.
He owns a lot of stuff. I think he was trying to buy back
From Michael Jackson. No?
Yeah, the Beatles.
From
catalog.
Michael Jackson. Which,
Right. Well, from the estate.
But does Michael Jackson say own
Yes.
it? Yeah.
The estate owns it. If you remember when Michael Jackson passed away, everybody came out with a Beatles tribute because the estate was trying to pay off Michael Jackson's bills.
Nice.
And they were okay. Well, we'll give you we'll for X amount of dollars, we'll let you do this. And
Wow.
everybody came out with like a Beatles compilation. And you're starting to see that with a lot of Michael Jackson songs now. People are like redoing Michael Jackson songs now.
Yeah.
Probably because the estate is trying to pay off old debts and stuff.
Sure,
And so
I'm sure.
they're giving them the opportunity to do that. But I think Paul McCartney was either he has or he attempted to try to buy back the Beatles catalog from the Michael Jackson estate. And if anybody's got money for it, it's Paul McCartney.
Sure.
He takes a shit, he loses a
No.
couple $100,000.
No, but what? He's an interesting guy, Paul McCartney. Does his wife have one leg or something?
I have no idea. I don't know where that came from. I just,
His wife has one leg or something. I for some reason I don't know why I remember this. If anybody can validate this story without us googling it.
Paul McCartney's wife has one leg.
Yes, I'm more than positive
Okay.
that that's a thing. Like, I don't know why it's relevant, but
Okay. I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
All I know is he makes a bunch of money every time he sings "Hey Jude."
yeah. Damn,
Like,
damn
you
sure
got to
does.
come up. He needs his 7 digits for singing "Hey
Yeah,
Jude."
there's a lot of guys. I mean,
And he doesn't even sing it. He just starts it off, and then everybody else goes nah 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 nah.
Hey Jude.
So he didn't even
Right.
say thank you,
Thank you.
thank you. You get my money?
Cut
Thank
the
you.
check. You get the.
You get the check.
What's the other guy? Elton John.
Elton John, yeah, he's putting his. I think there's gonna be like a Broadway show for Elton John, and I think they're doing like a movie
Really?
of Elton John, kind of like the same thing they're doing with Queen.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's supposed to be like a Elton John movie.
Interesting.
You know,
Yeah, there's a lot of those greats. What's the other guy? Long Island's finest.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Yeah, you're a Billy Joel fan?
I'm tired of Billy Joel.
Tired of him. Tired
Tired
of
of
Billy
it.
Joel.
I'm tired of it being like,
A thing?
yeah, like
It's like die already?
well, like no, nothing
Okay,
like
all right,
that.
All right.
You know, but 3 times a year you always like, oh, he's coming to the Garden.
Yes.
He's always at the fucking Garden.
True.
He's always at Nassau Coliseum. He
Right.
opened back up Nassau
Yeah.
Coliseum.
Yeah.
You know, when they redid the thing at Citi Field.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, they're going to have a performer. Oh, I wonder who it's going to be. No shit who it's going to be.
True.
So yes, the man has a tremendous catalog. He's got a bunch of timeless songs, but at some point we got to like move away from this shit so that we can ultimately like appreciate it more.
Well,
there's no need to go to a Billy Joel concert.
Right. You know all the songs.
Because you know all
right.
of them.
Yeah, this is
You've
true.
heard them all and stuff.
Yeah.
And it amazes me how people say, this is my 9th, 10th Billy Joel concert.
Well, but again, it goes to what you said earlier when we opened the show today. You said that there's a piece of you that lives with
yes.
that.
Yes.
So maybe
yes.
that's what's happening
Granted.
to some people.
Granted.
And I mean, when he's gone, you know,
Mhm.
again, not wishing anything, but you'll then go back and reflect
We'll
again,
reflect
and
on all those
you'll
songs.
go,
Yes,
wow,
I get
this
you.
guy was great. He had classics. He had this. So, I mean, it's okay to smell flowers while they're alive.
I guess you're right.
But
I'm tired of it.
I am tired of it,
I'm
too.
tired of hearing it. I'm tired of it. Like, it's no longer like a special thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Where's the Rick Springfield concert? I think that I just these girls.
I'll do me some Rick Springfield.
Yeah, I did like him. I thought he was like popping for a while. And then he came back, and then he, you know. And sometimes these guys come back, and you go, "What? You fucking older than this? Like you can't be. You're my age."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like,
yeah.
what?
Wait a minute. You were supposed to be old back then. Now
Right.
you're just like regular.
Regular.
Like just.
Huh. Interesting. Rick Springfield. Bruce Springsteen.
He's another one.
He's
That's,
another legend.
That's but he's not. I don't think he's as milked as Billy Joel is.
You don't think so?
No. And plus,
well,
we're listening to a lot of like older Bruce Springsteen. Like Bruce Springsteen that wasn't as popular. Like he had his big album Born in the USA and then the songs after that, which was but then because of that and then he got a little bit older and he started going back doing some of his older stuff. There's big like appreciation of his older stuff.
But he's seemed to be a champion for freedom. I mean, he seems to
Bruce Springsteen?
Yes.
It's like attached to that American.
Yes. It's
yes.
like American rock and
yeah.
roll. Like that's
Yeah.
like the traditional, you know, born to be,
Right.
you know, that kind of that born freedom stuff. And but oddly enough, the mansion where he had in Jersey or something was arson, was fired.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it was. Some guy did some weird murder, killed a horrible act. He killed his brother's family
Jesus.
and killed his own kids too, and did some weird shit and set both like houses on fire to make it seem like they were being attacked. And this guy was like a weirdo. He's a nut job. But it happened to be one of those.
For fuck's sake.
The estate of
one of those was the estate of Bruce Springsteen, or the
Bruce
former estate of Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, something like
whatever.
that. And allegedly this was over like some money, like it was a money grab.
So this dude was rich.
Yeah, when there was supposed to be some kind of like inheritance or some kind of a money coming down, and I don't know, fucking guy went nuts and killed.
So you'd rather kill everybody
than share a little.
bit of money.
Coins. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucked up. Then go date an Instagram chick and run off to fucking Belize. I mean, where the fuck you going? Like, I don't understand when people like they don't.
And you put it on Instagram,
right? Like,
yeah, is this you? Yeah. All right. Well, then come on, let's go.
Yeah. Like that other fucking sicko that killed his wife, you know, and they showed him on camera, and he was like, I wish you'd find her, and this and that, blah blah blah. And he was like, all right, man, I did it, man. I can't keep up with this shit.
I can't keep this up
because he couldn't keep up with the fucking story. Like it was just, hey, are you sure you didn't see her at the? Yeah, and it kills me because they say a black guy did it. You know, it was some black guys.
Well, that's
came
always
in.
that's.
I fucking hate that.
I remember the Susan Smith thing.
Yes.
Where the chick drowned her own kids
Yes.
over some man, and said some dude carjacked her.
Right.
And she gave this and I remember watching this press conference. She gave this press conference and wasn't crying.
No.
I said, wait a minute, your two kids died.
Supposedly
somebody stole your car
right.
with your kids in it, which I'm supposed to believe that.
Right.
Got into an accident and killed your kids, and now you're giving this press conference.
Right.
And say like, what? If somebody finds them, tell them I miss them, and so how come you're not fucking unconsolable?
Right. You should be devastated.
You know,
you should be rocked.
I remember saying that, and a black man took a car, like a nigga's going like take a car, see two white kids in the back, and then keep driving.
Right.
He's like, hey, get the fuck out. Y'all need to get out.
Right.
Because I'm getting mine for this car.
This car is going to chop shop.
You two kids in here means I'm done for the rest of my life. So you two kids need to get the fuck out of this car.
It's a carjack, not a kidnap. You know. Yeah, it's you know, that cop out is extremely. I watched the full documentary of Greenwood, Oklahoma. You know this story?
School me.
Black Wall Street. You heard the story of
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Well, the town was actually called Greenwood.
Okay, all right.
It was just outside. It was north of Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
So Tulsa was divided in two sections that had this Greenwood town, and these were all slaves that were freed and got their own little land, and You know, they couldn't. They were all workers in Tulsa. Like these were the working class people of Tulsa. So they ran the shops and hotels and stuff, and they went home because they couldn't shop in Tulsa. It was whites only. So
they created their own.
They created their own
Right.
shit, and you know, thrived and had shops and hotels.
Yeah.
They had their own stuff, and it was beautiful. I mean, I watched this documentary. Like this place was like a paradise. It was. They said it. They said it was like the best thing ever. It was like, and one girl, it was like this Susan Smith lady, an elevator operator with this guy or shoe shine guy. The door, whatever, comes out of the elevator, and the guy runs out of the elevator, and she's screaming, ah! And somebody was like, "What happened? Did he touch you? He raped you? Like in a fucking elevator? Like
Right.
how? What happened?" She was like, he touched me." Now allegedly she was asking him, let me see it. Let me just see that dick. Let me just see it. I want to see if it's really as big as they say. And he was like, "Get off me!" Like, you know, "Hey, lady, you know, don't fucking touch me. Get off." And when someone else saw the door open, he assaulted me, and the whole fucking town went nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. Burn these motherfuckers down. Went up there, tore the whole town up in 24 hours, reduced to rubble.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that was your excuse.
Unbelievable. And the guy was never tried. The girl was never tried. The one act that changed this whole fucking thing didn't even go to court. It didn't happen. And the people of the town are like, yeah, you guys really fucked this thing up, you know. And then they realized it later when all these people who were the workers that worked for their businesses couldn't come to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
You fucking destroyed them.
Yeah.
They got to move out. Now now Tulsa went bankrupt. They went bust.
Basically, jealous poor white people.
Yes.
That's essentially what it is. That's happened throughout the country. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Oklahoma's probably the most famous one, but it happened throughout the Carolinas.
Yeah.
There's been instances of that, like you know, black towns of people who, you know, they flourished. They were middle class families, and they weren't, you know, they just didn't have like a shop here and there. They were doctors. They were they owned banks and stuff like that. And
But it really hurts to see that much hate.
yeah,
And the guys that they were interviewing, these people were all like, you know, 90 plus years old, and they were all remembering and reflecting, and it was like we just didn't understand why they hated us so much. We're good enough to clean your your house, you could do this, but when we got our own stuff, you know, you hate us. Like why what do you hate for?
we recently, the wife and I recently went to see To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway.
I saw that she posted a playwright, yeah.
And that's what the story is essentially based on.
Bust up a shiffer robe.
This guy, yeah, this guy's accused of raping this girl, and I mean we never know the full story, but you know, if you read the book, it's understood that she's basically like teasing him, every time, and you know, one time her dad sees it, beats the shit out of her, and then accuses the dude of rape. And the thing that they did in the play a lot, which wasn't necessarily in the book, was that what they didn't want him to say was that he felt sorry for her. Because who is this black man to feel sorry, to have compassion for this white woman? That was his sin. Right. That was his grave sin. And it was an interesting take on it. It was an interesting take to say that you know, regardless of who she is, regardless of what she's doing, she was poor. She was worse off than the black guy. Right. You know, she was the victim. She was a victim. She was uneducated. Right. They make speculations that not only has her father beaten her, but her father's probably raped her as well.
He's done worse things,
you know, and stuff like that. She lives next to a dump. Yeah. That type of thing, and so stuff like that. But even that, her word is greater than the word of a middle class, hardworking black man.
Bust up a shiffer
at that
robe.
time, at that time. And
Uncle
so
Jesse.
so it was. Yeah, unfortunately, that's our history. You know,
Yeah.
our history's like that, and unfortunately, you still see it every once in a while with Susan Smith and the guy. Remember the guy in Boston that shot himself and his wife,
Yeah.
and said that some black dude came around to steal my jewelry and shit. And,
Poked his head through the window.
yeah, and they actually, and then the one in Boston, they actually arrested
the
somebody.
guy. Yeah.
They arrested somebody. It turned out this dude actually shot himself and his wife.
Just like the other movie we watched on Netflix with the collar, the pizza bomber.
Oh yeah,
Same thing.
yeah.
It was like these black guys came in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden, some black guys. We gotta throw some black guys in
And they
here.
arrested guys. They picked guys up. You fit the description. Hey, you look like Dave Chappelle. You get over here.
Tell you what, man, niggas just make it. You gotta round the story out. Can't
Right.
just be a bunch of mischievous white people, poor white folk going around.
Yeah.
We need some niggas in here to get some.
Right.
To get some. Somebody gotta.
It's believable.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it believable.
So
Make
what do
it
you
real.
you expect me to believe that this white guy did this? Well, there was a black guy there too. Well, where that black guy at?
Where's he? Where's he?
Find that motherfucker.
Find that motherfucker. Sure he did it. I'm sure he did it. And it's only it's only weird because the fear of we talked about this in the last time of just the fear of just you're just how do you guys are built better than us, metabolism wise, or
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like a super jealousy thing that these guys have. And
Well, but who was? I mean, then now you're taking it all the way back to slavery. Who was picked?
Yeah.
It wasn't the weakest one.
no,
It was
strong
the
one.
strongest,
Right.
the strongest one. So,
Right.
if you were a townsperson, if you were a poor townsperson, one of the things we don't talk about when we talk about slavery is that poor white people got the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
The thing too. Yes, it's not good to be a slave. I get it, but also poor white people, they didn't have a job. They couldn't
Right.
find jobs, and they couldn't feed their families.
Right.
And so what did they see? They saw these healthy, studly black dudes.
Yep.
Okay, they're working under the stick, but you know what? They got
They're
a
in the
job.
house.
They're
They
in a
got
house.
a
They're
tuxedo
getting
on.
fed. They're
Right.
getting all this stuff. I don't have any of that.
I'm in the outhouse chewing tobacco
Right.
with 2 teeth.
Right.
and,
If I'm lucky, I get a job as a part-time overseer, and I'll take my anger out on these
Yeah.
on these people who are doing it.
stealing
If I'm
our
lucky.
jobs, stealing our jobs. God damn it. George Bush died.
Yes.
He passed away on the 1st. Yesterday.
Yesterday, I believe.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
okay.
yesterday.
Wow.
George
I,
Herbert Walker.
I thought it would be bigger news than that, and I guess I just haven't turned on the TV. I mean, that's
I haven't been paying attention because I don't want to hear what people were saying.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just
Herbert-
put your
Herbert-
hand over your heart and
yeah.
you know.
I mean, listen, he's a former president. He deserves the respect. Of
Right.
running, had the biggest job in our country. You
Yeah.
know, and you can say what you want. You can say what you want about this president. Still our president.
Still our president.
Still ours, and we live here.
Well,
you
some
know.
people are gonna say he's not my president.
I
Some people do that all the time.
When you
No,
leave-
it's not my president.
When you leaving?
So yeah, exactly.
When you leaving?
Right. When are you renouncing your citizenship?
Right.
Because he is.
He is.
You don't have to like it. I don't like it.
Right.
But
right.
he is.
He is. It's kind of yeah.
Yeah. I learned about George Bush passing. George Bush passing. He was a big baseball player. He was he
didn't know
played
that.
he played baseball for Yale when he was at Yale, and he was a captain of a baseball team, and so he has ties to baseball.
A lot of Houston, Texas.
Right, and so a lot of I found out by watching baseball, and I'm a big baseball fan, so I watched the MLB Network, and that's how I found out about it.
I want to see the new movie about Dick Cheney and
Yes, that's gonna look
that
good.
looks
Vice.
great. Vice. That looks great. You want to be my Vice?
Christian, how does Christian Bale do it?
He's
Is he
great.
gonna look like that? Dude put on weight and all that.
He's
shit.
great. He's great. You
And
can't
just
tell.
look.
Listen, anytime you said it the same way, whenever you lose the character, like you lose who he is, and you're in the character,
Yes.
that's fucking
You
awesome.
see him walking with the thing and like, how Jesus Christ.
That's acting. That's pure talent. I mean, that's a great talent to have. Christian Bale is not one of my favorite actors, but this
He's immersed.
yeah.
He's immersed
Yeah.
in it.
Well, he'll get an award for this one. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. There's a lot of people that keep track of that. Oh, he hasn't won an Oscar. I've never cared about that.
I've never cared about awards.
Yeah.
If you like a movie, go see a movie.
Right.
That's how you acknowledge a movie. Go
Right.
see it. Go pay your money to go see it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I always see that when they go, oh, maybe he'll get one for this one. Yeah, who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah, why do we care? That's another thing I don't like. What we as black people tend to do. We tend to wonder why other people
don't acknowledge
the things that we do, but at the same time, we are not willing to acknowledge it by the simple. Did you go see the movie?
Right.
No. Well, guess what?
Right.
If you'd have went, if you'd have paid
Right.
your $12 or whatever, how much it is to go to movies
True.
now, if you'd have paid it, you would have at least demonstrated that, hey, I'm supporting this movie.
Or you can have an opinion. You
Right.
can't have an opinion if you've only heard what other people have heard.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
That's like
So should have gotten out. Who cares about somebody's subjective opinion
right.
about some? So what? They didn't think
I
it
know.
was the best.
I
Who
don't like
cares?
that. If you're gonna have an opinion, it's because you saw it yourself. And
Right.
I watched this fucking Jennifer Garner. What's her name? Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
$1 Million Baby. The lady.
Oh yes.
She just came out with a new movie called Peppermint.
No, not Jennifer Garner.
It is Jennifer Garner.
No.
Peppermint?
No. It's not Jennifer Garner.
Peppermint?
Yes.
It is Jennifer.
Oh, well, Peppermint is Jennifer Garner, but
Yes.
$1 Million Baby is not Jennifer Garner.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I made that.
The $1 Million Baby was a beautiful movie. I love that.
That was great. That was actually pretty
It was a
good.
great movie.
But this-
Peppermint looks interesting.
It's fucking crazy.
You saw it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the female version of Law Abiding Citizen.
Okay.
You saw that movie?
I did see that.
Yeah. It's the female version of it.
I don't like female versions of.
Yes. It's the action was crazy.
Uh-huh.
Not very believable. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, really? You know?
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but it was good. It was good, entertaining. But when it was over, it was over. Like it was like, all right, I saw it.
She got a kid. What was she looking for her kids or something? Or is that what?
Well, family was murdered.
Mhm.
Her husband was gonna do rob a drug dealer, right?
Mhm.
With his friends. He was struggling, middle class family.
Mhm.
He owned a repair shop, an auto body shop, and his buddies like telling him like, "Listen, dude, man, we're gonna get these guys. They got a bag of cash, in the
Mhm.
room. No one's gonna know you're just a driver because he was fixes cars and stuff." And allegedly he was like, so he's hanging out with his daughter's birthday, and he was like, he called this boy and was like, "I can't do it, bro." He says, I'm not with that life. Like, dead up. He was like, "I'm not about that life. Sorry, man. Sorry to let you down."
Right.
Well, the guy that was gonna do the robbery wound up being caught by the drug dealers. Was like, "You thought you was gonna rob me?" Like,
Right.
I guess he maybe told the wrong person or left it on an answering machine or something. And he was like, "I want your whole fucking crew."
An answering machine.
Yeah. Like,
Say, hey, we gonna do that robbery?
yeah.
Beep.
Boop. Apparently, the drug dealer called him and was like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna set an example for you, motherfuckers. I'm murder your whole fucking crew and their family and whatever." So she was just a victim of circumstances, and they were at a carnival, and the guy came, a bunch of vatos locos came by and shot the husband and the kid in front of her. She gets popped too, and then all of a sudden goes ham, like she's in a coma, wakes up a couple of years later, whatever else. And says those are the guys that did it. They were like, "Sorry, we got no evidence. Just your word is not enough." So
Right.
we go back to when the word was everything.
Right.
You could hang a guy if it was a black guy.
Right.
Hang that motherfucker. She
Probably so.
said it. Bunch of Mexican guys. They were like, "No, not. These guys were somewhere else. They were at home cooking with their mother. So she goes, "What the fuck? No justice. I'm gonna fucking make you guys pay." Blah blah blah. She disappears. She goes to fucking Europe and starts fucking kickboxing and
Okay.
doing Muay Thai and fucking
So she's taking this she's taking the long
yeah
road.
yeah
Like
long road to
she's
revenge.
investing time.
Yes.
You're talking about like a 6-year period.
Yes.
If you're like a master of Muay Thai now,
Yeah.
this isn't like a weekend
Yeah,
course.
and she's
She
doing
didn't-
cage fighting and MMA in
Okay.
Uruguay and like fucking
Wow.
and busting bitches'
So this is
faces
just
open.
built up anger.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I was like,
shit.
wait a minute, what the fuck happened? And then the cops are like, what today is? It's the 5th anniversary of her killing, her family being murdered, and she fucking kills the judge, kills everybody.
Wow.
Everybody. She goes nuts. She goes fucking nuts. And literally, the cop is like, "I know where to find her." Like she was shot up. Like she was bad. It was badass.
Mhm.
It was badass. She was fucking really badass. I mean, I don't think she could do the shit that they said. Like she was hanging guys from Ferris wheels and. You know,
okay.
You can hire a lady to drag three Mexican
Three
guys.
yeah.
Put them. You know, it's just unbelievable. But pretty badass.
Okay.
And
Well,
a fun action-packed film.
They're getting these genres are now coming into now, like how the female is getting revenge on things now, because that movie Widows.
Yes, I want to see that
Which
too.
is one, and there was another one. Wasn't there another one with Gabrielle Union?
Oh, that sucked.
Which just seemed like it seemed like it sucked.
It sucked.
And I'm not a big Gabrielle. I'm like a just. First of all, I want Gabrielle Union to stay out of fucking Dwayne Wade's press conferences.
Is she? She's in his press.
Not in the press conferences, but it just seems like she's always like shows up every time he's being interviewed somewhere.
Huh.
It's like
Let him do his thing.
Let him play ball.
He's got one more year left.
Let him play ball.
He's gonna retire.
He's not showing up in your movies, in your shitty movies. Just.
Oh, that.
But the movie wasn't good. It didn't look good. It didn't look good. But you know, I didn't see it, so I didn't want to.
The I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a film. It was decent. You know.
It seemed like the premise was they like pretty much messed with the wrong house because she wasn't just some stay-at-home mom thing. Okay.
Right. That was what they beefed it up to be. But at the end of the day, the beginning part of the movie starts out with an older gentleman, which is her dad, in the movie. He's out. He's got all his cuffling. He's a very, you could tell just from the setup he was so organized, meticulous. He had cufflinks. He had this, and he's putting on his headphones, and he's getting jogging on, and he goes out running, you know, in his morning jog. It looks like he does this all the time, you know, like he's on a routine, and the motherfucker's just running, and all you see is, whoo, car just hits like out of nowhere. And the fucking shoe on the ground.
That scared me when you just did
but that's how it was. It was like sunshine, morning, you know, because his ear pods on, and he's like, ready for the day, running, whoo! You know, like, what the fuck happened? The guy gets mowed by a car. And apparently there's a story behind it that ties into why
into what happened.
Yeah, that he... I don't know. He saw something. He had some part of money. He was a lawyer for the. I don't know.
But you said overall, it's not a good movie.
No,
it's not a good movie.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
You know
that I don't know. Do you think it just takes time for us to accept that?
Well, I just think
a female doing it, or do they have to do it a certain way? Because we have no problem. Like you and I both love the movie The Accountant.
Yes,
I thought it was a great movie.
I thought it was a great movie.
Didn't question anything about the validity of it. You know, we just went along with it. So now we see another movie like Widows or the movie Peppermint, and you know,
not believable.
We have a knee-jerk reaction as to could this be done and stuff like that. Do you think it's something that we just need to get used to seeing, or do you think there's something bigger like, or are they trying to make a female movie look like a male movie as opposed to making it like having the same thing,
I got you,
but done with what we would consider more female characteristics?
Well, I look no further than the WNBA, right?
Please elaborate.
So the same. I mean, it's the same game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put the ball on the hoop. The rules are the same. 3-point shot. Having women play it, not so fucking interesting, right? For whatever reason, you know. There's a reason why there's a low attendance rate. There's a reason why teams are folding. They're not financially structured. They're not, because the interest. And again, this could be, I don't know, chauvinistic, or is it? Maybe it is. It's chauvinistic, right? It's a chauvinistic approach to it because we're just used to seeing men
at a certain
role.
Level playing it. Right.
So when you saw Ben-Hur and Gladiators, where were the women? They were serving grapes. They were, you know.
Well, and
you know what I'm saying?
And that begs another question: are you making this? When you make this movie, who do you want to come see this movie? You know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you want soccer moms to fucking go, yeah.
Yeah, but my wife isn't interested in that.
That's what I mean.
So she's not, you know. So, and I'm not saying my wife exemplifies all women, but
No,
but she has no interest in that type of movie, regardless.
Correct. Right.
So,
like my wife didn't want to see it. She was
right.
like,
So now, if you're doing this for a female audience, what are you putting there to make it? I'll give you an example. I think one of the best movies in history is the movie Aliens.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's Aliens.
yeah.
Because what it did was it gave us you knew who the hero was.
Yeah.
Okay. She had the characteristics of the hero. But she also retained those feminine qualities to her that you also identified with. So she wasn't some butch dude doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
You saw things that we identify with females more with more compassion. She was more meticulous and more organized. Some of those things that we tend to attribute to females more. But she was also the hero, and she was also, she also played that archetypal hero role. But we didn't butch her up like we've done with other things before. Like for some reason, when we have a female hero, she's got to be, over sexualized, or she drinks more liquor than anybody else, or she's really a biker chick, and stuff like that. We have to qualify her for being a person that's going to undergo this, because she's really not, she's really not the feminine that we.
I get it. I get it. No, it's a good point. That's a great point, actually. I didn't even think of Alien as a galvanizing moment from a woman perspective.
I think it was. I think it was.
Good. Yeah, it's great.
So then
it's great,
so then when you take something like, do you just have, like in the case of Peppermint, is it just a female? Like, could you take her out and put in some dude, and then it would be the same movie?
Well, okay. So, and again, not to super personify that movie so much. I mean, it wasn't that great of a thing to break down like this, but I would say that if they spent a little bit more time writing the story, that maybe she was ex-military, she had some maybe you could believe that she was a little tougher from some of her background. Like you can't wake up and fucking fight Muay Thai.
6 years of Muay Thai, and then all of a sudden you hang dudes off of Ferris wheels.
I mean, that was what I meant. It just seemed unbelievable because she was like
that jump,
a waitress or something. Like she was like a middle class mom. I get it. But I think if they would have spent a little bit more time in investing into the back of the story, and there's ways to do it where you don't have to use up a lot of the movie time.
Right.
Like you can just say, remember how was it when back when we were in I served 2 tours, and you could have one conversation.
I served 2 tours and whatnot.
Right.
I decided to come home and raise my family.
Right. Something like that could have been in the backstory, and you go,
plant the seed. The seed is planted.
Right. So in your memory, you would have said that's how she got that way. She's tough. She can build and she could whip somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? So I just think they just didn't do. I think they were excited about watching her do these action. Features, and I think they were more excited about the action than they were and there is a twist with the good cop bad cop type of thing, which I normally think I know who the guy is, right? This one caught me.
This one caught you?
Caught me. I was like, oh fuck, it's not him, it's the other guy.
More layers.
Yeah.
More layers, like the John Wick trilogy. John Wick 3 doesn't John Wick 3 come out soon?
How could they do that? John
Wick 3?
Yeah.
You didn't know it was coming out?
No, I didn't know that.
It's coming out. I think it's coming out in the summer.
Wow.
2019.
I enjoy.
I say layers because you've seen the first 2.
Yes.
John
So
Wicks.
1 and 2. Yes.
How they just create these little worlds, and then you realize, there's an underground to this underground, and so they now created another one. There's an underground to the underground to this underground.
All the homeless people,
right?
Yeah,
pretty much. It's pretty much okay. Well, there's another layer to this.
Really?
To this.
Well,
thing.
I thought that Hotel Artemis was gonna be I thought it was a spin-off of that, which was the hotel where you got your where you were doing. They gave you a Kevlar vest, and you got your tailor and all that stuff. This movie Hotel Artemis that came out with just this black guy, the new fucking popular black guy. He's in every movie now. He was in Predator. He was in Black Panther.
Who?
I don't know his name.
Not Michael B. Jordan.
No.
The guy with the sleepy eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
He will not knock again. That
guy.
Okay.
Looks high all the
time.
time.
He's got like jaundice. Like he's got like yellow eyes. Sleepy yellow fucking eyes. That's what he's got.
He said, you can't be smoking weed coming to the set. I'm not smoking weed.
It's funny because he was in Predator, the newer one. Total weird story. He just fucking had this cannon like on his shoulder, which was like a gun on the side, and the guy tricked him and was like, "Hey, over here!" And the gun turned, shot his own head off. He was such an integral part of the movie. He died like
that.
Yeah, like wait a minute.
Well, shit. Okay.
Right. I thought the alien was gonna get.
I'll put some investment into this dude.
Right. He was badass in the movie. He was like this big FBI guy, kind of. And the guy just over here.
It's amazing how simple it is.
Simple kill. But that movie, Hotel Artemis, was like this hotel with Jodie Foster is in the movie.
Okay.
Jodie Foster plays the nurse in this hotel, and this hotel is for gangsters. It's like a gangster hotel. You go there, you get your guns, you get your weapons.
You got business to do.
No, you get shot. And you don't. It's not a real. It's not a hospital. There's no reported crimes. All criminals go there. When they get shot, and she brings people back to life, and
I got you.
There's other killers and criminals in there, and so allegedly there was somebody, a big time murderer or guy that was coming to that place. They knew he was shot, and they knew he was coming there. So all these people went to this hotel and kind of planted themselves in there, and were like waiting to kill this guy. You know? And there's supposed to be the rules, like no business is done here, which is kind of like John Wick.
Right.
So I thought it was completely part of that genre, and it wasn't. I think they missed it they should have done it like they clearly took that from there.
Yeah.
They clearly took that from there.
Well, who knows
and embellished it.
Who knows how you can make a franchise?
Well,
all these franchises. Mr. Glass is.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw the clip and then I forgot about it.
I showed it at your house.
I know. I saw it, but then I forgot about it. And then as this year is winding down,
it popped up
I'm
again.
thinking about seeing these things like movies for 2019.
Right.
This is coming out.
I know. I'm excited for that too.
First name Mr. Last name Glass.
What's his name again? Mr. Glass. Elijah is his name. Elijah. And Ron just watched
did he?
Unbreakable. Yeah, he just watched. He was like, "Oh, this is a great movie." Yes, it is. So that's impressive. Anything going on interesting this week for you?
No,
simple.
It's a simple.
How's Miles?
I gotta go. Miles is doing great. Miles is doing. He's starting to do this. It looks like he's like trying to turn over. It looks like you could see him. He'll like lay there and then he'll.
That's got to be fun.
So he's like, he's going like that.
That's got to be fun. Discovering the moment of life.
Discovering the new things. And all
yes, indeed. Nothing interesting for me. But,
no Pittsburgh.
No
right?
Pittsburgh. Thank God.
No Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh. So I have my meeting tomorrow.
It would be a shitty day to go to. I mean, it's warm out, but it's dreary out, and so it would be a shitty day to be at an airport, and then you go to Pittsburgh, you drive over all that those empty steel mills and shit, and you're just like, oh, my life fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we drive past the arena, Steelers play. I mean, definitely it is a good town. It's bouncing, so it's trying to bounce back. I mean, a lot of shit happened. There's some shootings over there. There's been some weird fucking action in Pittsburgh. I don't know why.
Pittsburgh.
Can't we all just get along?
Nope.
No. All right, Two Bros Podcast, episode 43. We are out of here.
We're out.
Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week.
Absolutely.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
We'll catch you on the next one. Keep this going. Peace.
This is Frank from Amsterdam. I'm watching Two Bros Podcast on 30 TV. Loving it. You should watch it.
TV, right?
13 Ghost TV.
Exactly.
Exactly. What I said, which is what he was supposed to
What
say.
I meant.
That's right.
All right, you watch the Two Bros Podcast on 13 Ghost TV. Like, comment, subscribe,
Do it.
and share.
And share.
Holla.
And have a
All the
good
way
picture.
from Amsterdam. My man
Flake.
Flake from Amsterdam.
Not Reverend Flake.
Not Reverend Flake. Holla at your boys. Peace.